Last of Us has officially hit rock bottom. Why, you may ask? Neil Druckmann has officially left HBO's The Last of Us series. He, the main name behind this beloved franchise we all loved, he who together with Bruce Straley created the masterpiece that is the first game, and he who was the main director of the second game. In an official statement released by Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann himself says, and I quote, "I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work completed on Season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on Season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our exciting next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative." According to Neil Druckmann, this decision was made after the completion of Season 2 and before the beginning of Season 3, and it really feels like it's over, doesn't it? After the joke that was the second season of the show, even the creator himself, arguably the one who pushed the hardest for this live-action adaptation, has abandoned the ship. And it's not like the second game's story has been fully adapted, not at all. Literally half of the game is still missing, and what's coming is honestly terrifying, because one thing's for sure, Season 1 of the show wasn't that bad. It was actually quite good. I didn't love it personally, I have my issues with it, but it's a solid 7, 8 out of 10. It told the story well, and those who weren't very connected to the game probably enjoyed it even more. It only changed some points, but most importantly, Joel and Ellie still retain the essence that's necessary to properly tell the story of the first game. They made a few personality tweaks here and there, but nothing too major, nothing that changed the bigger picture. Obviously, it wasn't perfect, but yes, it did its job, especially because the first game's story as a whole is simpler than the second. It doesn't try to do as much. The second game aims a bit higher, it's more complex. That's why the first game is still the highest rated in the franchise. It didn't divide the fans as much. It's incredibly well made from the introduction to the ending, and the show followed the game closely and managed to deliver some of the same feeling people had when playing The Last of Us. And because of that, it was a success. Critics loved it, most of the audience loved it, it broke viewership records, everything was going great, which is why Season 2 was greenlit. And what a disaster. This is a massive production, we all know what HBO is capable of delivering. The budget for The Last of Us is no joke. Just in the first season it was at least $10 million per episode. For the second season I couldn't find the exact number, but it's clearly a serious production, and you can tell just from the set designs. Beautiful, a great atmosphere that almost perfectly captures the world of The Last of Us, especially in the second season. But that's about it. The costume design is terrible. The characters look like they just walked out of a hair salon like literally 10 minutes ago. Season 2 is divisive because it was poorly made, period. But some of that division actually started back in Season 1, and it's called Bella Ramsey. Listen, I think Bella did her job. It's not her fault. In Season 1, okay, I could accept her as Ellie, but in Season 2, I'm sorry, I just can't. Ellie ages 5 years between the two games. Bella hasn't aged 5 years. She still looks like she's 12. And the worst part is, it's not just visually. Ellie feels like she hasn't grown at all. She still comes across as a complete child. And again, that's not Bella's fault. Even though I don't think her performance is the best fit for Ellie, the blame lies entirely on who directed these episodes and wrote these horrific scripts. The way Ellie's character was completely stripped off her identity is honestly heartbreaking to watch. I genuinely feel sad watching some of these scenes. It's awful because comparisons are inevitable. This is an adaptation. Of course it's going to get compared to the original work, especially when it completely destroys the main character and gives parts of her personality to other characters. And it's not just Ellie, Jesse, Dina, and oh my god, Tommy. What did they do to my Tommy? It's heartbreaking. So many plot conveniences, so many dumb decisions made just for the sake of altering a story that was already very divisive to begin with. There is one silver lining to all of this. The show was so bad that it actually made some people realize the game isn't as horrible as they thought. I do want to give some credit to Neil Druckmann because what was probably the best episode of the season was the one where he actually was in charge, the one about Ellie's birthday. Though I absolutely hate with all my strength that they put the porch scene that early. A scene that in a game only shows up with what, like 5 minutes of the game left? I swear, I hate that this scene is placed here. And I hate how it's done. It might seem like a small change, but the dialogue hits way worse in this version. Everything just feels off. Ellie and Dina's romantic stroll through Seattle, which should be driven by rage and revenge, and she should be killing everyone she sees. Tommy's total character derailment. Joel and Tommy never had that iconic conversation from the game, the one where Joel finally tells the truth to Tommy. Instead, we get a psychologist, a new character added just to take up screen time. And the truth is, a lot of people stopped watching. They didn't even finish season 2, let alone plan to watch season 3. It's a shame, but these are the consequences of poor work within a such beloved franchise. Sure, it has its positives, some good performances, Pedro Pascal, who always steals the scene when he appears, Caitlin Dever as Abby is also great, and a few others, but nothing that amazing. And I'm sorry, but don't even try coming at me with Emmy talk for Bella. Sorry, but no way. So, what happens now? The game's director is gone, and so is the co-writer. All that's left is Craig Mazin, the very director who most distorted these characters, and now he's the one bringing Abby's story to life. Season 3 is going to focus entirely on Abby's perspective through Seattle, with some hints even coming from Craig Mazin himself, and apparently the series might even get a 4th season. Something terrible is definitely coming. And at this point, it almost doesn't matter if Season 3 is actually very good, because the ending of the game will never carry the same weight or emotion in the show as it did in the game. Never. The characters have simply changed too much. Everything's become so different that it's not going to feel the same anymore, even if Season 3 is excellent. Well, Neil Druckmann is now fully focused on Naughty Dog and his next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, which honestly is kind of good news for gamers. Even though I'm not super hyped for it, I've never really been into space games. Naughty Dog has delivered quality titles for nearly 2 to 3 decades now, so I think they deserve the benefit of the doubt, no matter what genre they chose. And I think this new IP is very necessary, because Naughty Dog, probably Sony's biggest studio, still hasn't released an original game for the PS5. I'm not counting the remake and the remaster. I like them, but their last proper game was, you know it, The Last of Us Part 2 back in 2020. We don't know when the next one is coming, but it shouldn't be too far off now. As for a possible The Last of Us Part 3, we'll see. So, what do you think about all of this? About Neil Druckmann leaving the series, about the show itself, the first season, the second one? Let me know in the comments. I always love reading what you have to say, and once again, it's just so sad to witness the downfall of this franchise. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, leave a like, drop a comment, all that good stuff, you know the drill. And as always, thank you so much for watching.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again. If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. Everything I found, dear, I've not found by myself.
Yeah.
Try, and sometimes you'll succeed to make this man of me.
I don't think I can ever forgive you for that.
I've no need for anymore. And I believe.
I would like to try.
I believe, 'cause I can see our future days. I like that. Days of